Welcome to Enlightenment with Colby Hurd. Prepare yourself for some powerful information that will motivate, inspire, and uplift you. And now, your host, Colby Hurd.
Welcome to Enlightenment. I'm your host, Colby Hurd. On the show today, our guest is Miss Michelle Williams from the Norfolk SPCA. Welcome to the show, Miss Williams.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Glad to have you. Now, let's get right into it. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I have actually been with the Norfolk SPCA for about 5.5 years now.
Wonderful.
Started out always loving animals, always working with animals, and got a call, a few years ago if I'd be interested to come start an education program with the SPCA, so I did.
While we're here, I want you to tell us about the Norfolk SPCA today.
Sure.
Okay.
The Norfolk SPCA has actually been around a long time. The Norfolk SPCA was established in 1892. It was established for the care of workhorses, way back when people were concerned that the workhorses weren't being treated correctly.
Wow. Okay.
So we've evolved a little bit. We've been in the building we're in for a very long time.
Okay.
We don't do horses anymore. We don't have the space for that. But we do a lot of animals you may not think about. You certainly think about cats and dogs, of course, but we have several small mammals. We often take in ferrets like Chunky and Sally here.
Chunky and Sally.
Chunky and Sally. They're both 4 years old, so they're looking for good homes right now.
Okay.
But we do rabbits, guinea pigs, we have rats, gerbils, hamsters sometimes, so a little bit of everything.
Wow, wonderful. Let's talk about some of the challenges that Norfolk SPCA is facing currently right now, some of the challenges.
Sure. Our biggest thing is we are in an old building, so we have maximized all of our space. And we are actually the only no-kill shelter right now in all of Hampton Roads. So from Charlotte to Richmond. And that basically means that every animal that's with us is going to be with us until they find that forever home.
Wow.
So we don't euthanize due to time or space.
Wow.
So the constraints on that is that when we're full, sometimes we have to have a waiting list, and we will work with people. Hopefully they'll keep their animals for a week or two until we can get them into the shelter if they really want to get them into our shelter.
Wow, wonderful. So actually, those that are watching the show today, we want them to call in to the Norfolk SPCA. How are they able to qualify? What does it take to actually adopt an animal?
Well, you can come in. You can always view our animals online if you're just looking, or if you're ready. We have new animals every day, basically. We take in animals every single day of the week, actually. So they can come into the shelter. We have an adoption application that you fill out. And we don't do surprise adoptions. We want to make sure that the animals that go home are going to stay in their homes forever, that that's their last home and they're not going to be moved around. So we ask that the whole family comes in and does an interaction with the animal. So if you were interested in Vita here, you'd fill out the application. If you're renting, we just get proof that your landlord allows animals and there's no restrictions. And then your family, or you or whoever it is, would interact with the dog. If you have another dog, we ask that you bring that dog in too, and we'll do a dog-dog interaction and make sure the two dogs get along. So once you go through that process and you're approved, then you're ready to adopt and they're ready to go home.
Wow, wow. So everyone that's watching this morning, you see it's a great process. You can really help the organization out. Now, Ms. Williams, we talked a little bit about the space. You need more space at the facility. And so how can people that are viewing the show today, how can they get in touch with you? Through an email, a phone number, a website? How can they reach you?
If you're interested in donating, you can always call me. My name is Michelle Williams, and you can call us at 622-3319. Our website is norfolkspca.com.
Everyone that's viewing the show today, we need your help. The Norfolk SPCA needs your help to adopt some of the animals. To our viewers today, besides space, do you need newspaper? Do you need food donated, litter? Any other things that our viewers can do?
We can always use in-kind gifts. We do have a contract with Science Diet, so we keep all of our dogs on a consistent diet so they don't get an upset stomach. But we can always use canned dog food, puppy food, canned cat food, and we go through a ton of cat litter.
So that takes a lot of finances, a lot of funds to be able to, you know, keep this going.
It does. A misconception about SPCAs is a lot of people think there's an umbrella organization like the ASPCA, and they think if they donate to the ASPCA, they're helping their local shelter.
Okay.
But in reality, you're not, because the ASPCA is New York's shelter. So you're donating to New York. All they do, they do disperse money and help other places. They don't help shelters like us run.
How can they reach you? What does it take, you know, to actually volunteer?
Sure. A lot of people think to donate, you only have to donate monetarily, but that's not true.
Okay.
Donating your time is a wonderful thing to do. And our volunteers go through a little orientation where they learn about the animals, learn about the shelter, the history, kind of how we handle the animals, a little bit about our adoption process, because there's always public around that they may have to help.
Okay.
But basically, there's an application. Our volunteer coordinator's name is Carrie Vincent.
Okay.
You can download our application online, or you can call us and pick up one at the shelter. Fill out that application. Carrie will set up an orientation for you and get you started.
We have a little more time left, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the chips in the animals. You know, some of the benefits of having the chip.
Sure. A microchip is a great way to ensure that your pet doesn't get lost, or if they do get lost, that you can find them again. A microchip is about the size of a grain of rice. It's just a little computer chip, and it's inserted with a needle kind of right between the animal's shoulder blades.
Ms. Williams, we want to thank you so much for being with us on today, and of course, we're looking forward to having you come back and share with us about the Norfolk SPCA. It's been a pleasure having you on the show. But before we go, I want you to share with our viewers today how they can reach the Norfolk SPCA by way of email, Facebook, web addresses, contact phone numbers. So, because we want all our animals to be adopted. Yes, well, we would love to have everybody come visit. The shelter, the physical location is 916 Ballantyne Boulevard, and that is in Norfolk. If you want to go to our website and see all of our services, our vet services, our animals up for adoption, our website is norfolkspca.com. You can get your volunteer application, you can make a donation online, all of that right there. Or if you want to call us and you have a question, make an appointment, our number is 622-3319. Wonderful. Thank you so much for being with us. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having us. And thank you for being with us. You've been watching Enlightenment. I'm your host, Colby Hurd, and we'll see you next week.
This has been Enlightenment with Colby Hurd. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, or if you have church or community news, email enlightenmentwithcolbyhurd@gmail.com. Until next week, be blessed.